a mission, solving mysteries in the night. Chasing shadows, finding answers, shining bright light. No one's left behind, in the darkness all alone. With a heart like a siren, she brings the lost ones home. Silent cries in the dark no longer have to be. For justice wheels keep turning, granny on the beat. Broken voices find their power, call out hope again. When Granny's crime busters run, no victims left in pain. Bravery in her veins, truth she won't disguise. With a fire in her eyes, she's got nothing to deny. Granny fights for justice, never backs down from the call. For the voiceless and the missing, she'll stand tall.
Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing great. Hello, Ginger, Lori. Good to see you. Those that are in the bushes, hello. We have a lot to go over tonight, guys. As you know, hello, Brenda Joe. Welcome. The video came out with Janie. And yeah, just a lot of things going on. And I also put together some things from that video. So I wanted to kind of go over that with you guys as well. But let's start with our spotlight on the missing. We have Colton Andrew Moran missing since July 17th. That's yesterday, guys. Last seen in Virginia Beach, Virginia. He's 16 years old. Last seen wearing a white button-down shirt, red tie, black pants, and gray Brooks sneakers. If anybody knows anything about where Colton may be or about his disappearance, please call the Virginia Beach, Virginia Police Department or 911. We need to get our kids home. Speaking of which, Jonathan Wang, 21-year-old autistic male, still missing, guys. His family wants him home. He's not able to take care of himself, although he's high functioning. He does only present himself as a 10-year-old. Most of his social action during his life has been with his immediate family. So last believed to be seen in Kirkland, Washington. If anybody knows anything, please dial 911. We have our buddy, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, reported missing on February 26, 2024, last seen on February 25th, 2024. $500,000 reward for Sebastian. He needs to be brought home to his dad. If anybody knows anything, please call 911 or even Dog the Bounty Hunter at 1-844-922-3236. Travis Decker is still out there, guys. We don't know if he's alive or if he's dead. He's wanted for 3 counts of first-degree red rum and first-degree kidnapping, in taking his 3 little children and taking their lives. We have Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia seen there with their mom. Travis is considered to be armed and dangerous. If you see him, do not approach. Just call 911 immediately. All right. So hello, Sandra. Good to see you. Let's see. Osprey. Hello. Good to see you. You may have to mute when Janie talks. She has you on edge. I hear you. Yeah, she's something else, isn't she? I think I'll just start out by showing you a few of the pictures that I put together. One of the things that we've been talking about, and now it's all the more noticeable is I didn't realize that Janie was going to be doing this interview on their property and actually showing them around. That was surprising to me. So I wanted to show you how different it is. So this was the chicken coop before. Okay. Look at gray siding here, just like old gray boards, right? And this is the property now. And look at, she has fixed it up. They put on new siding and stained it. So I found that interesting. This was the RV on top before, and this is it now. Just, I don't know, not a whole lot of difference in the RV is in itself, but I thought it was kind of interesting to just show it. The next one, this is a picture of like the driveway leading to, the woodshed and the RV. And this is, the top is when they went missing, and the bottom is what it looks like now. And you can see a better view of the woodshed now, the difference in the siding on it. And you can kind of see that some of the stuff has been cleaned up along there as well. This is a picture of the trailer. So you can kind of see what it looked like before with all the stuff around the deck. And what it looks like now, right? This is a picture of the back sliding door and what the back looked like. And, there was all stuff on the back end of the deck and on the side. That's all gone now. You can see that. So cleaned up. And this is a more recent picture of Janie herself than the one that we've been showing. So this is actually her now. All right. Interview with an undertow of anger. Yeah. Well, guys, I have some good news for you. Mr. Yummy put out a video, so we're gonna watch it. Wonder where the money came from. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. She's scary, in my opinion. Nice of them to clean up the crime scene. Yeah. And Grandma Bell, hello, hello. Yeah. Where'd the money come from for, well, yeah, as far as, there was a lot of wood in that yard before, guys. So, they could have just picked it up and, stained it, right? So the cost of stain, I guess. But yeah. So let's quickly, actually, I think what we'll do is we'll just listen to Mr. Yummy first, and then if you want me to play the actual interview again, we can do that, okay? You have your comfort food ready? Yeah, well, I think, what they're talking about is how different the, let me see here, the chicken coop looks now. You know, it's stained. See, it isn't even finished. Right at the bottom, you can see the skidoo insulation. I think it's, yeah, skidoo insulation or whatever that is on there. It isn't even completely finished. They just did the front of it. So did they just have those boards laying around and they slapped that on there? I mean, I don't know. And then just stained it. I don't know. You guys, your guess is as good as mine is. I have no idea, right? IMO. Hello. Her brother's probably paying for her and cleaned up, or someone did. You know, I will say all eyes were on their place. And there was probably a lot of things said, right? Maybe she's embarrassed and wanted to start cleaning it up, right? Yeah, exactly. A few people could clean it up in a few hours, right? Put stuff away. Yeah. Let's go ahead and listen to what Mr. Yummy had to say. And his title was "She Said Too Much." I can only imagine what he's going to say here. This is about a 10-minute clip, so.
Do you feel as if the finger has been pointed towards you and Daniel?
Yes, I do. Because I live on the property. Come on.
Do you think your son had anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lilly?
No, I don't believe Daniel had anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lilly. Our heart don't lie, and my heart is telling me that my kid did not have nothing to do with this, and I had nothing to do with this.
That's the step-grandmother of missing Nova Scotian children, Lily and Jack Sullivan, and I actually agree with her. I think she and her son didn't have nothing to do with the kid's disappearance. Translation, I think they were both either involved or at least withholding information. So today's video, let's watch her interview with CBC and count the red flags. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation. So if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For exclusive videos, early access, and other cool perks, join the channel. Link in description. Whether you're new to this case or you've binge watched my entire playlist about it, you might not be up to date with the latest twists and turns in the investigation. So before we grab our deception decks and analyze Janie, here's a quick recap.
It's been 2.5 months since the two young children disappeared. They were last seen in May and were believed to have wandered into the woods behind their home.
A tremendous amount of careful, deliberate investigative work is underway by people here at home and in other parts of Canada.
Despite extensive searches on foot, by helicopter, with dogs and drones, crews found nothing. No footprints, no clothing, no trace of where the children may have gone.
Right now, there are more than 800 tasks associated to this investigation.
The investigation has grown into one of the largest in Nova Scotia RCMP history, with over 600 tips from across Canada and beyond, and 5,000 video files currently under review.
Surveillance cameras, trail cams, doorbell cameras. We did a further request for information in a news release to the public a little bit later in May.
Rumors have been swirling ever since the kids went missing, and with so little information being shared, it's only added fuel to the fire, leading many to believe them.
Try not to follow the rumors, but you know they're getting more grounding than rumors because of the fact that the RCMP have found nothing.
And while they say the investigation is moving forward under the Missing Persons Act, many in the community feel like they're standing still.
Most people will say to me that the best hope is if somebody did take those little. I mean, if those kids were in the woods, I think most people in Victor County now are thinking they would have found something. They would have found a shred of clothes. They would have found anything.
So far, 60 people have been interviewed. Some have undergone polygraph testing, and one item found during the search is now undergoing forensic analysis,
including a pink blanket that officers seized on Lansdowne Road, and submitting judicial authorizations to seize and examine materials and devices that may provide information useful to the investigation.
So that's the latest. And the important thing for this video, at least, is that it's been 2.5 months, and this is the first time the step-grandmother, Janie McKenzie, has done an interview. When the kids first went missing, she didn't come forward to show photos of them to the news in case anyone might recognize them. She didn't come forward to beg any potential kidnappers who might have them. She didn't even come forward to chastise the police and searchers when they stopped searching for them after just 6 days early on in the investigation. No, for her at least, it was only worth coming forward after the police doubled down on their investigation and started seizing additional electronics and started really scrutinizing that blanket they found in the area, which, if this were all a big cover-up hoax, as I think it is, was probably placed there by her son. All right, without further ado, let's watch.
So it's the morning of May 2nd.
Did you hear that, guys? He just stated that that could have been planted by her son. I think that's funny. Because we've all wondered that ourselves, right? Let me see here. All right. We are not law enforcement and all suspects are innocent until found guilty. Yes, absolutely. Funny how they're all mucking in now, but it was a hovel before and there was activity the night before. Yeah. You don't think Daniel or Justin could have built a straight fence, huh? Yeah, the fence is pretty straight if you look at it. But Janie said she was working on it. And Daniel went to help her. I find that kind of funny. Yes, all credit to Deception Detective. And guys, as always, the links are always in the description of my video. Janie doesn't even have photos of them. They're just scared now. And one of the things, hello, Ann Elizabeth, Joanne, good to see you guys. Bobby. I hope I didn't miss anybody else. I'm trying to keep up here. But here's the thing, guys. Last night, somebody in chat said, you know, how did we even know that it was Janie that was on those voicemails? Well, there's no doubt in my mind now. We actually see her talking, can see and hear her talking, and that absolutely was the same voice. So no more, there should be no question that those voicemails from the private group on Facebook were indeed Janie. Okay. So I just want to set that record straight. Hello, Valerie. Good to see you. Checking up on you guys here, making sure I'm not missing anything. Yep, they decided to clean up the property some after the children just poofed away. And you know what I find funny? Remember how I said that shed was crooked and the house wasn't level? Look at it now. It looks like it's leveled off. At least the front, the front shed anyway is leveled off. So yeah, she's definitely angry, right? She's definitely angry. So let's like aliens took the children. No, they're blaming Malaya. They're saying Malaya did it. But let's go ahead and continue on.
Take me through what happened.
Okay, I was up at 6 o'clock, sat in there and had my tea. And then on Facebook, 7 o'clock, I get up, come over here, fed my chickens. My brother, Ron, called me at 8:48 and asked me if I wanted to go to town with him. And I said, no. I said, I'm staying home. I said, I'm going back to bed. Okay, I went and I laid down. Next thing you know, my dog started barking.
As I said in the intro, I think that Janie McKenzie and her son Daniel, at the very least, are withholding information. And one reason I think that is because she just covered the 3 most important hours in the timeline, the time when the kids apparently went missing, in just 30 seconds. She whisked us from waking up at 6 a.m. to laying back down around 9. And all I know is that she had tea, went on Facebook, and fed her chickens. What else happened? This degree of vagueness, especially when someone's describing something really important, like the time when the kids either ran away or got kidnapped and where every single detail matters, is a red flag. So if I were the journalist there interviewing her, I would definitely drill down into the parts that she skipped over. For example, it didn't take an hour and a half to feed the chickens. Maybe the answer would be innocuous and totally make sense, or maybe it would compel her to either reveal something she didn't want to disclose or have to fabricate details to fill in the time, which would make it easier for us to catch her in a contradiction or a lie. All right, let's keep watching.
I went and I laid down. Next thing you know, my dog started barking and the kids were out in the yard. Now you can see there's 2 swings where the kids play. My bedroom is right there. I heard the kids. This is where the kids' swings are. This is where they always played.
And so that's where
I heard them. And I can hear everything in that trailer. If 2 kids get out of a fence and Jack and Lilly are...
I wanted to pause that for a second, guys. Did you see these swings held together with duct tape? Did you guys see that?
trailer.
Right there. How safe is that? How safe is that? Yeah. I mean, I guess if you don't want to put too many lies in, you're going to say you're dozing, right? But you know what? That's not an alibi. People don't realize. Yes, Bobby, isn't that weird? I have never seen anyone use duct tape on children's swings at all. I noticed that when the first time I watched, I've seen this like 10 times already. At least they're real. Yeah, they're not missing, are they? Yeah, Justin, who knows where he is, right? Yeah, Janie doesn't hide the fact that she didn't like either one of them. Swings tied up is heartbreaking. How are they not crushed at the side of them? Those little ones will never play again. Oh, she's probably thinking she'll get to see her real grandkids at some point, and those will be there for them. Look at you, even have duct tape. Right here. This whole thing is done with duct tape, guys. What the heck? You're absolutely right, Osprey. She does mention them by name. Hello, Sherry. Yeah, they've really cleaned it up already. Hello, Ariel. The chickens know what happened, but no one speaks chicken. All right, we'll continue on.
If 2 kids get out of a fence and Jack and Lilly are all the time yelling, especially Lilly, come on, Jackie, let's go, Jackie, let's go, Jackie. It's all I hear out here.
You can tell just by what she's saying there, she does not like Lilly.
When the kids get out of the fence and come out through here, I would have heard them yelling, come on, Jackie, let's go, Jackie, let's go. I didn't hear anything. The next thing I heard is I heard Daniel yelling. He was yelling for Jack and Lilly. I didn't get up because I thought he was yelling for Jack and Lilly in the house. So the next thing you know, I came out of the trailer after I heard Daniel, about, I'd say 10 minutes after I heard him, I come out of the trailer. I opened up the door, was standing here. Malaya was standing right here with Meadow on her hip. And I come out and I said, "What's up?" She said,
Next thing you know, the dog was barking. All of a sudden, I heard Daniel screaming. About 10 minutes later, I went outside. These are all examples of temporal lacunae, or skips through time, and liars often use them, just like they use vagueness, to avoid technically lying. And I'm not saying that's necessarily what Janie is doing here, but it would be very easy to omit any incriminating conversation she had with Daniel or Malaya, or anything incriminating that she saw going on in the backyard, by simply skipping over it with the temporal lacunae. And the cure for that is to ask questions strategically, which I covered in depth in my video, It's Not Happening, earlier in this series. I'll put it on the end card. All right, let's keep watching.
Malaya was standing right here with Meadow on her hip. And I come out and I said, "What's up?" She said, "Jack and Lilly are missing." I said, "How long?" She said, "Oh, 20 minutes. I closed the door, got my boots on, came out here, ran up in the woods. Just right up here. The kids have a little fort that they made out of sticks and fir branches, and that's where they go. You can see them and hear them. We went for walks in the woods. I had to practically carry Jack through the woods because there was no way that he was walking through all that tree falls and bushes. I did this whole area. There's an old road up back. When I got up to the end, to the top of the hill, I met Daniel. And I said to him, I said, "Did you find them?" He said, "No." He said, "You coming with me?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm going to search this area." Because when she told me the kids were missing, you automatically think they went into the woods. That was my first instinct. So I went up and I did this whole area, this whole wooded area, right up to the top of the dirt road, came back down here and came back down the side of the road, came back down here and came back up the same spot.
I'm not sure if Janie realizes just how damning what she said is. According to her, Malaya and Daniel knew that the kids were missing without ever even checking her trailer. How did they know that the kids didn't go into the trailer to visit grandma after apparently swinging on the swings that were right next to her trailer? There's a couple potential answers, but one of them is that they already knew where the kids were. In other words, this is all a hoax and they know exactly what happened to the children. And if I understand what else Janie said in this clip, Daniel was apparently up on the road beyond the woods in his car, apparently driving around looking for Lily and Jack. Could they really have gone so far in just 20 minutes that Daniel thought it was necessary to hop into a car to go look for them? If I'm betting that Daniel hopped into that car to do something else and use searching for Lily and Jack as a pretense. But before I get into that, I want to give Janie McKenzie a chance to do an interview with me and clear all this up. So Janie, if you're out there, contact me through my YouTube community page. Otherwise, we're going to analyze the rest of this interview in my next video. So if you want to see that, let me know by liking, commenting, and sharing. Until next time, stay true.
What do you guys think? So Daniel had already left in the car. Well, he said that was, I mean, he's given us two different stories, right? But he said that that is what he did immediately. He jumped in the car and traveled the dirt roads and the culverts. Then later he said he went into the woods. So I don't know which one it is, but she sounds like her nerves are shot. Well, I will say this. If people are driving by constantly and putting drones over her property, my nerves would be shot too. I'm not trying to defend her, but that would be scary for me, right? Mr. Yummy said, you know, she never bothered to come out in the beginning and ask for help. Nothing, right? Now, after 2.5 months, when all eyes are on them, she's trying to come out and make it look like she and Daniel are not responsible for anything. And just like what Mr. Yummy said, I feel they have guilty knowledge as well. I've said before, I don't think that Malaya or Daniel are red rummers, but I do believe that there was a cover up and they have guilty knowledge of it. I think she's giving away the fact that Daniel was in the habit of screaming at Jack. Yep, could be. So Daniel yelled for 10 minutes before she came out the door. Imagine despising a 6-year-old. Yeah. Yeah. You bring up a really good point, Just Me, and welcome in. She can't stay still and look at this woman whilst talking. I agree. She says their name because she's seen enough criticism for not saying their names. You know, I agree with that statement. You know that they're watching, obviously. It sounds like she's familiar with YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. So she's watching all of that. She mentioned them, right? As far as people talking about her and Daniel. She said she met him on the dirt road. Well, because he's on a dirt road, she wanted to search the woods, according to her. I mean, I'm just saying what she said. So let's see. Yeah, incredibly aggressive. I agree. When you're all lying, it's hard to keep all of your stories straight. Yep, sure is. Yeah, he only likes to do like 10-minute videos, it seems like. It is kind of a little bit irritating. I think that was on a different day. She's talking about the morning that the kids went missing. Yeah, she said Super Dan was screaming at Jack. Hello, Explorer. Good to see you. And yes, just a trigger warning. Put that up there because I know that Janie does trigger some people. Yeah, but I think that was a different day. She's talking about the morning right now, right? She's talking about the morning. Well, I didn't report him, so I don't think he was arrested for anything to do with me. Hello, Walla. Good to see you. So I did want to show, let's see. This one. This is kind of the article about the video that she did. I'm just going to read parts of it because the other part she's already said. Mackenzie has decided to share her side of the story in the hopes of bringing more clarity to what transpired that morning and to help dispel the flurry of rumors that have been circulating online. I blame myself for not getting up that morning to see the kids because this would have never happened, she said through tears. Mackenzie described the scene on her property where she has lived for 26 years as chaotic on that first day of the disappearance as RCMP officers, search and rescue officials, and reporters descended upon the rural community. 2 years before, Martell and Brooks Murray came to live there with Jack and Lilly, whose biological father had chosen a few years prior not to be a part of their lives. Soon after, Martell and Brooks Murray welcomed their daughter. Mackenzie said she gave the young family the mobile home and she started living in a small RV. She built the wooden swing set in the backyard, which she outfitted with a blue slide and sandbox. See, so it sounds like she's the one that does a lot of the stuff. What the heck is the matter with Daniel? Do you not know how to do anything? She's the one that built the wooden swing set with the duct tape. They were part of my life for 2 years. When they came to live here, they became part of the family. Mackenzie said she and her family have been nothing but cooperative with police since the children disappeared, all while it has attracted intense international interest. Mackenzie said there was one instance on the very first day of the search when an officer attempted to enter her trailer and she stopped the officer, but only because she wanted to remove her dog first. Isn't it funny how she's kind of backtracking on that story now? Honestly, in my opinion, I don't believe her. Since then, the property has been scoured. Both RCMP and search and rescue officials have searched the property's mobile home and trailer multiple times. The well and septic tank have been searched. A drone was even flown under the mobile home. Martell was also given a polygraph test, which he says he passed. And yet accusations that she or her son are somehow involved in the disappearance continue to be hurled their way online, she said. My life has been turned upside down, inside and out, she said. I had nothing to do with any of this. I want them home safe and sound just as much as everybody else does. I want to know what happened. I want the rumors to stop. I just want everything to stop. For me, for the sake of the other children, my grandchildren, they don't deserve this. They're innocent of everything. Jack and Lilly are innocent of everything. They didn't deserve this. In the beginning, her family was receiving regular updates about the investigation. But that has all but stopped in recent weeks, leaving her and Martell with many unanswered questions. She feels the case now lacks the urgency it deserves. She's also critical of the RCMP's initial response to the case, questioning how far two children could have reasonably traveled through thick woods in the span of roughly 20 minutes. Having lived on the property for decades, she's acutely aware just how dense the forest is, which was made worse by downed trees during post-tropical storm Fiona in 2022. We went for walks in the woods. I had to practically carry Jack through the woods because there was no way that he was walking through all that trees and tree falls and bushes, she said. I don't think they're in the woods. We searched this place. They had helicopters out. They had drones out. They had searchers. They went over this place with a fine-tooth comb. No, here we go. A member of Brooks Murray's extended family is also critical of how the RCMP investigation has played out. Darren Geddes, aka Bewitched, a cousin of Brooks Murray's grandmother, said he had been speaking with many members of both families in the weeks following the disappearance and believed he had information that could be pertinent to the investigation, but was brushed off by the Mounties. It's not hurt, it's rage, and I'm trying to control it, Geddes said in a recent interview, adding he did eventually track down an officer to take his statement. On Wednesday, RCMP said units from Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Ontario are working on the case. Here is a picture, guys, of the play yard. Spokesperson Corporal Carly McCann said a pink blanket that was seized on Lansdowne Road on the first day of the search is being forensically examined. McCann said the family has confirmed the blanket belongs to Lilly. McCann said police are following up on more than 600 tips from the public, reviewing 5,000 video files, and have interviewed more than 60 people. Asked if police are investigating the possibility of the children still being alive, McCann said, "We've not closed any doors on the investigation at this point." She also said an RCMP family liaison is in regular contact with a designated relative of Lilly and Jack, providing ongoing updates and support. She would not say who the designated relative is. Mackenzie said she lived a quiet life before the disappearance launched her and her family into the spotlight as keyboard warriors and podcasters dissect every aspect of the case. She said cars will drive by and slow down, peering down the gravel driveway flanked by the mobile home and trailer. It's also not uncommon for drones to be flown over her house, for members of the media to knock at her door, and to be recognized everywhere she goes. I mostly stay around back here, and if I do go out front for anything, I usually have my head down because I don't want people to see who I am, she said, seated in front of a green fence that separates her trailer from the rest of the property. It's not because I'm hiding from anybody. I'm just a quiet person that wants to be left alone. She's a quiet person, guys. Get that? I agree with you, Sandra. Remains identification team is involved. That does tell us something. Yeah, why was Justin so upset? And he's disappeared. He's not speaking. Yeah, they did go out more than once. This was the morning. So let's not get that confused, guys. This is not about the ATV, okay? This was the morning that it happened, okay? Remember that she said the ATV was being kept somewhere else. So allegedly the ATV wasn't even there that morning. She walked in the woods. She walked that area. And Daniel was in his car on the dirt roads. Okay. So remember, this is just her her interview was just about that morning, what happened that morning, even though she doesn't really give a good synopsis of what happened that morning. I think it could have been used and then was taken away and came back again when they were allegedly searching, right? But I don't think it was there that morning, and I don't think it was there for a reason. And was that the tracks? Because there would have been tracks from the ATV. And is that the tracks that Janie was trying to cover up? Because I don't believe for a minute she was going to put that pool out in the driveway, guys. If you saw that interview, she said where she was going to put it, and it was in the same spot that she said Malaya was standing in. I don't believe that at all. Super Dan was into Pokemon videos and fishing and hunting, so he says, and he didn't have time to work on anything around their living quarters. Yeah. You just had a KP flashback. Sorry. Yes, exactly. Daniel said he was helping his mother build a fence. She took the initiative. She said she's been sticking around the backyard. She's probably the one that fixed up that back shed. Janie is a handy fellow. You like that? I said that Daniel doesn't know how to do anything. I'm serious. Yeah. She didn't see a car, right? She said the kids wouldn't go into the woods, but yet they had to go a ways into the woods to get to that area that they allegedly built. I mean, I don't know. I don't think the kids are in the woods anyway. Yeah, Daniel was not supposed to drive the ATV. I wonder why. What's the deal? Was Janie bewitched all along? I don't know, guys. It's crazy, right? Oh, that's a good point. Maybe that's why Daniel wasn't allowed to drive the ATV because of rugs. Yes, they did search the lakes. Yeah, I am too, right? She's in really good shape. But that's probably why she's in good shape, because she's out there doing that stuff, right? Neuro, yes. Cody has been interviewed several times, and according to Belinda, they said that he's cleared. They're not looking at him, which I get, in my opinion. he hasn't seen the kids. He gave up custody. He hasn't had anything to do with them. So it makes sense why. I mean, they did, like, I think Belinda said there was one like 4-hour interview and then another couple-hour interview, and then they said, yeah, that he's cleared. So, yes, multiple uncles, and his father lived on the road the blanket was found on. Yes, he was. You blame Malaya. Gotcha. I honestly feel, in listening to Mr. Yummy, Deception Detective, for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, Chad has dubbed him Mr. Yummy, so that's why I call him that. And Mike, listening to both of them, neither of them feel Malaya or Daniel are capable of red rum. Okay, but that both of them have guilty knowledge. They're covering up something. So I myself feel like there was some kind of accident as far as the kids. Something happened. Something happened. And they covered it up. They got scared. And what makes the most sense to me, oh, no, you meant Daniel's dad. Has he been interviewed? I'm sure that he has. I don't know that they've ever come out and actually said, but I'm sure he's one of the 60 that they've interviewed. It wasn't May 1st that they did the laundry. It was the day before that. Yeah, they're really trying to place everything on Malaya. Although I have to say, Janie didn't, in that interview, she didn't come out and say anything like that. Which kind of surprised me, honestly. I don't know if that's because she was on the news or what, but Malaya was spotted shopping. She's lost a significant amount of weight and looks sad and haggard. Yeah, I can imagine. Especially if she's carrying guilty knowledge of something, it's going to weigh on you. That's why I really feel somebody's going to break here. I really do. They probably don't have washing machines. Yes, mobile homes do have, they even have, yeah, they have spots for that. I lived in a mobile home. In my opinion, where that other door is on the back. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Is it this one? No. I'll find it yet, guys. Okay. So this door to the right, she said the far right was the bedroom. And this is kind of how my trailer was set up, guys, honestly. So the far back was the master bedroom, and then where that single door is on the right hand side, that would be a laundry room. And we had a door that came out. We had our deck there. right? That's where our back deck was. And then the window right next to it was the kitchen in my trailer. But yes, that door right there would be a mudroom, which is a laundry room. You have hookups for laundry. So the washing machine was outside in the yard. Oh my goodness. Uh, there's a part in the leaked audio where Janie says Malaya was impossible to have a conversation with. Yeah, see, she held back. Janie held back on her conversation with the news media, didn't she? That Malaya is the same as in her teen videos. Wow. Well, I mean, so here's my question, guys. Do you think Janie was impossible to have a conversation with? Honestly, I wouldn't want to. She triggers me, so no thank you. No thank you. I could see if Malaya was soft-spoken, kind of an introvert, maybe a fearful type person, and maybe going through some DV, which I really feel like she possibly was, although I could be wrong. But if she was that kind of person, I could see how she wouldn't find it easy to talk to Janie. She wouldn't want to say much to her at all. She wouldn't want to probably be around her because Janie was probably very intimidating for her, in my opinion. Janie may come across poorly to some, but she honestly reminds me of older generation relatives that live out east. They may be gruff and tough, but good, solid, hard-working people with big hearts. Yeah. I'm sure she's hardworking, no doubt about that. But I do feel as though she is covering something. Well, Janie said that the well was checked, so they had to have had a well. Here's my question, though. Guys, do you see in the bottom picture that's being shown right now? Okay. On the deck next to the trailer, there's that big, tall structure, 2 pieces of 2x4s with like something on top of it, and you can even see it in the top picture as well. Anybody know what that would be for? What the heck is that? It doesn't do any kind of purpose, in my opinion. It's kind of bugged me. I've been wondering what the heck that is. Anybody know? Hello, Insta Justice. Yeah, but it was the night before that they got home late. That was the night before that they did the laundry. That they got back at 10 o'clock. The washing machine beside the stove in the backyard. I mean, I don't know. Did they not have a stove either since that's outside too? I don't know, guys. I really don't know. Mm, Lori, we're not going to talk about any other channels, okay? Please. I don't think I could stand trying to talk. Yeah, I don't think I could. Yes, Sandra. Abrasive, excuse me. Dominant people are very traumatizing to gentle people. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than we know. I do good on the chain gang. You know, I will say this, um if she was depressed before this and now that's the way she's being seen as well, that's sad. It's very sad. Yeah. And then putting it out for everyone to see. You know, uh, yeah. They seem to have built safer stairs in the back. Could be. They do still look a little tilted to me though, but could be the angle. Is it some type of storage area for lawnmower or snow blower? What? The woodshed is a woodshed. Yeah, they did. Hello, Wendy. Yes, they did clean up the area. And no worries, Lori. I just wanted to remind you because that's a chance. I just feel like that could become a problem, and I don't want it to be. Don't want to be involved in anything like that. Yes, with those 2x4 and wood just sitting there. Yeah, yeah, it's really weird, isn't it? I I mean, they're actually, I think they're nailed onto the deck, the wood, the wood pieces on the deck that's standing up like that. it makes no sense to me what it is. Was that where the satellite was gonna go? I mean, I don't know. Not really, Nero. Well, I mean, that's true. You know, she did give the trailer to the kids and decide to stay out back in the RV that has a bad roof, right? And guys, she's probably the one that put the tarps and stuff up on that roof. She seems to be the one that's doing everything around there. So I didn't see the picture of Malaya, and you know what? When you guys first said something about it, I thought, wow, but I don't think I want to see it, you know. I honestly I don't, because it'd be different if she's out talking on, you know, to the news media like Janie did. Then that's something I would show. But guys, she's out at a grocery store or whatever. Leave her alone. RCMP is going to figure out what happened. They will take care of any legalities that need to be taken care of. Until then, they have a right to live their lives. And if she is lost weight and looks bad, I don't know. Like I said, I do feel she has guilty knowledge. So I pray that whatever she does know, she has told RCMP, or that she will tell them soon. I agree with you, Explorer. And it's one of the reasons why I guess I don't really want to see that video of Malaya. I just don't. Yeah. Yeah, he does live by where the blanket is found. His name is Earl Martell, but somebody said he's the stepdad. I don't know if that's true or not. I honestly, we don't know that he's involved in any way, shape, or form. He doesn't live on this property. So until we hear that he's involved, I don't like digging into other people's lives. I don't think it's right. Malaya in her interview looked anxious and worried. I think she was given a script that Daniel and maybe Janie came up with. I don't know. Or all of them came up with. Maybe that 2x4 structure is a drone landing pad. I mean, why would you build a drone landing pad? I don't know. Is it weird? If I lived around that group of people, I couldn't live around Janie. I'm just saying, there's no way. Yeah, they were paying Janie rent money. So it's not a whole new porch. because the photo on top shows the 2x4 structure, and you can see the way that it's built. It's still the same porch. Okay, it's still the same porch. You can even see the the piece of board that kind of goes diagonal down toward the ground in the front of the porch. It's the same in the bottom picture. It goes diagonal down toward the ground. So it is the same deck. But I think they did fix the steps, because if you look, they're closer to, all that garbage is taken away from where, right by the trailer. And those steps are bigger, and they're closer, they're right on the edge of the trailer. And it looks like there's 2x4 sticking up that they're going to put a railing there. So it does look like the steps are changed, but the actual railing and the deck part is the same, in my opinion. No, it's really not new. The steps are new. But look at the way the underneath is made. It's still the same deck, and that's still the same thing. And it's still got the 2x4 going up into the air like that. But the steps are new. The steps are bigger across, and they go to the trailer, to the side of the trailer. Maybe it is used to attach to the deck house so it doesn't fall down. It's not attached though. It's just standing up there out on its own. I don't know. It came very abruptly. I absolutely agree. I didn't expect it to be released like that, and all the comments should be considered with it, but I'm afraid they won't be. Gotcha. Yeah. Regardless of what happened, Malaya will suffer every day for the rest of her life. These are her babies. It's very true. Very true. You can zoom in on the sliding door and see what looks to be a litter box, maybe a potty, something else, and something dark in front of the door. Could be a map, but could be more 3D. Can't tell. Yeah. I can't blow it up here on this page, so. I agree. It does look like it's made out of pallets. Yeah. I don't know where that's coming from, Sandra, because has somebody in chat said something like that? I don't think I don't think that, and I don't think most in here believe that either. Um, there are people that live like this in every town, in every state, in every province, right? It doesn't have anything to do with the area. No worries, Bobby. Question: why wasn't Daniel involved with the interview? He could have showed us inside the home. Oh, did you notice the blanket in there when she opened the door? Because it's been cleaned up, it looks new. Probably. I looked at the structure of it to see if it was new. The only thing I noticed is that the steps were longer across, right? Also, what is all the white stuff in the tiles? Was it leaking? They just filled it with foam or something? Could be. Could very well be. Yes, the girl that with Janie is a reporter. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and trigger warning, guys. Watch what what it is. Let's see right here. Make sure you guys can see it all right.
That Jack and Lilly would have.
That Jack and Lilly came out of.
This is what I was talking about. They've got a blanket. It's not curtains, I don't think, but they've got a blanket over the entire patio door. Oh, maybe it is curtains. My other question. Let's listen to that again. Let's listen to that again. Look at the strength that this woman is putting into this, and tell me if you think Jack or Lilly could have opened this door. What do you guys think? Do you think Jack or Lilly could have opened that door? Yeah, but she had another big dog I saw come out of there too. Tosima. Yes, exactly. A lot of people live like that. They probably didn't have they're working on cleaning up the outside, which people mostly see. Probably didn't have time to get to the inside yet. Yeah, children would not open it all that way, just enough to get out. You think Lily could open it? No worries, Tosima, I get it. That's kind of what I was thinking too. Being able to actually open it like that. Yeah, not silent at all, but let's go ahead and listen.
So it's the morning of May 2nd. Take me through what happened.
Okay, I was up at 6 o'clock, sat in there and had my tea. And then on Facebook, 7 o'clock, I get up, come over here, fed my chickens. My brother, Ron, called me at 8:48 and asked me if I wanted to go to town with him. And I said, no. I said, I'm staying home. I said, I'm going back to bed. Okay, I went and I laid down. Next thing you know, my dog started barking and the kids were out in the yard. Now you can see there's 2 swings where the kids play. My bedroom is right there. I heard the kids. This is where the kids' swings are. This is where they always played.
And so that's
I
where
could use a
That's
lot
where
of
I
duct
heard them.
tape. Look at the
And I
door.
can hear everything in that trailer. If 2 kids get out of a fence, and Jack and Lily are all the time yelling, especially Lily, come on, Jackie, let's go, Jackie, let's go, Jackie. It's all I hear out here. When the kids get out of the fence and come out through here, I would have heard them yelling, come on, Jackie, let's go, Jackie, let's go. I didn't hear anything. The next thing I heard is I heard Daniel yelling. He was yelling for Jack and Lily. I didn't get up because I thought he was yelling for Jack and Lily in the house. So the next thing you know, I came out of the trailer after I heard Daniel, about, I'd say 10 minutes after I heard him, I come out of the trailer. I opened up the door, was standing here. Malaya was standing right here with Meadow on her hip. And I come out and I said, what's up? She said, Jack and Lily are missing. I said, how long? She said, about 20 minutes. I closed the door, got my boots on, came out here, ran up in the woods. Just right up here. The kids have a little fort that they made out of sticks and fir branches. And that's where they go. You can see them and hear them. We went for walks in the woods. I had to practically carry Jack through the woods because there was no way that he was walking through all that tree falls and bushes. I did this whole area. There's an old road up back. When I got up to the end, to the top of the hill, I met Daniel. And I said to him, I said, did you find them? He said, no. He said, you coming with me? I said, no. I said, I'm going to search this area. Because when she told me the kids were missing, you automatically think they went into the woods. That's that was my first instinct. So I went up and I did this whole area, this whole wooded area, right up to the top of the dirt road, came back down here and came back down the side of the road, come back down here and came back up the same spot. I went back into the house. By the time the cops were here, I don't know exactly what time, I didn't take my phone. The cops were here. There was a bench sitting here, or a sawhorse, it's over there, was sitting here. I was sitting on it, bawling my eyes out. I was crying because I blame myself for not getting up that morning to see the kids. Because if I would have got up, this wouldn't have never happened. Okay? That's why I was crying.
We've heard a lot about the patio door.
Okay,
Yeah. So let's go see that.
sure.
So this is the patio.
This is the patio door
that Jack and Lilly would have.
that Jack and Lilly came out of.
That Jack and Lilly would have.
There, guys. So what the heck is that? There's a better picture of it. Tell me what you think that is. It's not attached to the trailer in any way, shape, or form, but it's nailed to the front and to the back side of the deck. What is it? Yeah, the only time her voice broke, in my opinion, Walla, is she's scared about what's going to happen to them, in my opinion. The beginning of a guillotine. Oh my goodness. You guys. A diving board for the pool, a guillotine, maybe it's for hanging up something. I mean, I don't know. The fish, is that for hanging up his fish? When he gets his fish? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just confused. I've never, obviously it means something, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't have a clue.
That Jack and Lilly came out of.
Yeah, look where that handle is and think of a 6-year-old. I don't know. Maybe Lily could open it. I don't know.
And so tell us why we've heard about the patio door.
Because everybody's saying on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok that the patio door makes a noise. And why they didn't.
On Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. That tells you that's what she's watching.
Hear the door open. The bedroom is back there. Okay?
That far window.
The
there.
last window is the bedroom.
And so they would have come out this door.
They would have come out this
that
door.
morning.
Yes.
And then they went and played on the swing set.
Yes.
And that's when you heard them.
That's when I heard them. Right here in this area here. I plan on putting a pool up this year for the kids. You need level ground for a pool. That's what I was doing. I was leveling out the ground to set up a pool.
And this is the Thursday.
This is Thursday.
Right.
Friday, all the investigators, search and rescue and everything. Right around here was where they found the only footprint.
This is where the boot.
This is where I was raking that night. That's where the boot print was found. In the mud where I was raking.
I thought there was two boot prints.
There was supposed to be a footprint found away up on the pipeline.
Right.
Malaya sent me the picture of it. That's all I know. There was a footprint found.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, the footprint was here. the only one that they can confirm that was Lily and Jack's was right here.
So it was child size.
Yes, a man, one of the investigators came in here and was measuring it all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here to lie. The reason why I wanted you guys to come here and do the interview here is to show you exactly where everything took place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And to show people that this is what happened. All the stuff that people, all the rumors and accusations about us murdering the kids and burying them on the property, this place has been searched thoroughly. The well has been checked, the septic tank, all the barns were searched. My RV was searched 3 times. The trailer was searched. This whole place was searched. If they want to come back and search again, they're more than welcome.
You've talked about drones flying over your property. You've
Yes.
talked about cars driving down the road and
Yes.
slowing down. What's that been like?
I'm scared to go out sometimes in my own property. I mostly stay around back here. And if I do go out front for anything, I usually have my head down because I don't want people to see who I am. That is me myself. It's not because I'm hiding from anybody. I don't like to be on camera.
Well, then why is she? If she doesn't want people to see who she is, she doesn't like her picture taken, she doesn't want to be on camera, why is she then? Yes, there is, and I will show you. Let's see. Daniel talks about the boot print right here, guys.
Backpack. I don't see him keeping a pull-up on for that long after it got soaked from the very first day. We only found the 2 boot tracks outside of the house.
Whereabouts?
Right beside the house, probably 10 feet away from the backyard.
In the backyard, okay.
Nothing new, other than the helicopters are still in the air.
10 feet away from the backyard.
I'm just a hermit.
Do you feel as if the finger has been pointed towards you and Daniel?
Yes, I do. Because I live on the property. Come on.
Do you think your son
There,
had
see
anything
that
to
big
do
dog?
with the disappearance of Jack and Lilly?
No, I don't believe.
Watch the dog, guys. I'll try to pause it, but that's a bigger dog.
Pointed towards you and Daniel?
Yes, I do. Because I live on the property. Come on.
So that's a bigger dog.
Do you think your son had anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lilly?
No, I don't believe Daniel had anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lilly. Our heart don't lie. And my heart is telling me that my kid did not have nothing to do with this. And I had nothing to do with this. You know, if something bad happens, you get.
What I see in her face is she's really scared. That's what I see. She missed a footprint she was trying to cover up. I think she was trying to cover up ATV tracks, honestly. That's my opinion. Yeah, fear. That's exactly what I saw in her eyes just there. Let's look at that again real quickly.
I had nothing to do with this. That my kid did not have nothing to do with this. And I had nothing to do with.
She's scared. She is scared. What is she afraid of?
This, you know, if something bad happens, you get like your heart drops. Mine hasn't dropped. Deep down in my heart, I do believe Jack and Lilly are alive. It's not because of what people are saying. It's my heart tells me that they are alive.
I don't. The whole thing about her heart hasn't dropped. Yeah. I don't know. Scared for Daniel, maybe Justin. Yeah, I agree. Her voice breaks when she's talking not about Lily and Jack, but about her kids and herself being accused of something nefarious with Jack and Lily, right? Janie, crying at this point in the interview, tells me she really does not know what happened and hopes her son is not involved. I'm not sure that I agree. I think she has guilty knowledge. Isn't usually the bio parents that can sense if their children are still alive due to their attachments? Yeah. And Belinda doesn't think the kids are alive anymore. I think Janie, I don't know. I don't know what to think, but I guess I don't believe what she is saying about your heart doesn't lie. Anybody could say that, something like that, right? It doesn't mean that it's true. I've kind of wondered, when you saw that article, and I was reading about Bewitched, I kind of wondered if RCMP said that CBC couldn't show it because Bewitched did his interview before Janie. So I have a weird feeling. I could be wrong. Yeah, she said she heard the kid, so she is confirming Daniel's story for that morning. She is kind of following that narrative. Janie is realizing that there are going to be more questions, possibly more searches, more people. She's no longer in control. Yes, Tosima. We call him Bewitched here on our channel because first he came up saying his name was Durwood. Then he said his real name is Darren. And if you've ever watched the show Bewitched, Samantha, the witch's husband's name was Darren, but his mother-in-law called him Durwood. So we just call him Bewitched. I don't know. He's gone quiet, huh? He's gone quiet. Yeah, she's no longer in control. I think that's a big one, right? No longer in control. That wasn't him walking in the background, if you think. I don't think, anyway. You think you cracked the case. That was him in the yellow t-shirt? I don't know. I'm sure he's still around. I don't know why he's gone quiet. I don't know what's going on, but that's kind of what I was thinking, because Earl has been around quite a bit from what I've heard. Yeah, she does seem to be in a panic. I think she knows something. And the reason that I say that is I don't believe her story about leveling the ground for a pool, not in the pouring rain at 10 o'clock at night when it's cold outside. I mean, it's only May in Canada. You've got plenty of time to get that ground leveled before you put in a pool. You just do. You don't have to do it 10 o'clock in the pouring rain. You gotta go run off a bear. Be careful. So if Janie told Malaya she heard the children playing in the yard, then this explains Malaya's interview. Yes, it does explain that even though Malaya didn't say, Janie heard them. You know, Malaya probably should have said Janie heard them in the backyard playing, right? Then it would have made more sense in her interview. Janie said it was Durwood in the video. I don't know. So what do you guys think of her interview? What What do you think the purpose of it? She said that she wanted them to come and do it there. So, what do you think? Do you think it helped? Or do you think it just made things worse? The bear's gone for now. That's good. Yuck. I wouldn't want. I had a bear outside of my house once. It was scary. It was at my bird feeder. Laura, you think she made it worse? Yeah. Um, if if sh- what she's saying, she said that she's doing this because of all the people thinking that they red rummed Lily and Jack, blah blah blah, right? Um, I don't think her coming out helped with that at all. Honestly. Um, if that is what she was hoping for, it backfired on her, in my opinion. I don't think it helped anything. I think she's trying to deflect attention. There's a bear in YouTube. Ring the doorbell and Ring Cam picks it up. I wish the interviewers took more initiative to ask better questions, asking if he can go inside. Then again, it could be that they have set rules before recording. Yeah, I don't know. Um, and that's the thing. We think they could do better. But mainstream media isn't looking at this case like we are. They're just picking it up here and there. So I don't think they know the right questions to ask, right? It's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't think it helped either, honestly. And Tosma, you don't think so either. My opinion, she had to improve her image and show that she's a victim in this case. The crime scene is cleaned up and she's been attacked by online speculators. Yeah. I do think that she was embarrassed about probably the things that have been said about the place, because it is her land, her property, right? Um, I think she's, you know, upset about that. Probably embarrassed. Um, I don't think any of them expected this to become as big as it did. Probably much to their dismay. But I do feel like everyone on that property, including Justin, wherever he may be, knows something. That's what I think. Yeah. His mother would clear up the timeline. Well, she gave her timeline. Was it cleared up? Not in my opinion. You heard Mr. Yummy talking about it. Very vague. you know, and flitting from one thing to another. Like it's just a quick statement here, a quick statement there. And yeah, nothing, it didn't help anything. Yeah. Don't look here, look over there. Yes. She messed up the blueprint evidence and changed the timeline of events. She showed that there was a lot of animosity in the family dynamics. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. You could feel the animosity from coming from her. Yeah. I don't know why it's sticking in my head, but 8:48 is when she had the phone call with her brother. Irrelevant. She even made sure to show us that. Irrelevant. It doesn't explain when I don't think I honestly don't believe she heard the kids that morning, nor did Daniel. I think they were gone sometime during the night before. And I think that's why her and Daniel are out trying to fix fence and cover up ATV tracks, my opinion. No, he's not in here. We watched him earlier. As soon as he heard a noise, he ran, riding the bear. Yeah. All right. So my grannyism for the day is we make high demands on the people that we expect to deliver justice, and we don't always appreciate how much it eats away at them. When I saw this one tonight, I knew that I had to put this up there because we expect a lot from law enforcement, don't we? But we don't have any idea how much missing children eats at them, right? Or finding dead bodies eats away at them, you know, or knowing that they just caught a perpetrator who had sexually essayed somebody, right? Um, can you imagine what they deal with on a daily basis, guys? What was the purpose of mentioning Facebook and Timu? I don't know. Is she hoping she'll get a kickback from them? I don't know. But yes, you're right. Irrelevant information, right? Irrelevant information. What if something happened the night before involving Daniel and the kids, and Malaya found out, but she was in fear for herself and Meadow, so she said what she was told until her mom came? Could be. Could very well be. Did Daniel push Janie to do the interview? That's a good point, Neuro. You know, I honestly believe he's behind Bewitched and Logan coming out. Everybody, he's trying to get people in his corner. Well, I don't know. We won't hear about them till trial probably anyway, right, guys? But I think it does take a while for forensic samples to come back. In the Globe and Mail article, it said it was going to take a lot of time for the results because many different testing were being done. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that's all I had for tonight, guys. I want to thank you all for being here and for listening to Janie. I hope everyone does realize that those leaked audios definitely were Janie. There's no mistaking her voice for anything. You can't mistake that at all. So we are sure that the leak audios are Janie. And I don't know, it's going to be interesting. I wish I was a fly on the wall at the RCMP office when they're talking about Janie's interview. Really. Yeah. Yeah. We forget that they're human beings, right? And we know how badly things bother us. And they're actually seeing things. So we need to remember and have some compassion for the guys in blue. Yes, hopefully we can finally get some answers for Lily and Jack. Prayerfully. Guys, please hit the like button on your way out. Even share the video if you can on your social media. That'd be awesome. And I hope all of you have a wonderful evening. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great night. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at granniescrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.